Greetings, everyone. Let me ask you something real. Have you ever woken up and just thought about your life and what you've built? Thought about the money, the titles, the respect, and felt hollow? Have you ever thought about all that you've put in? Is it real? It's like you climbed a mountain, but when you got to the top, the view was not what they promised. You did everything right. You followed the blueprint, but yet you feel hollow. You feel empty. What's that about? You ask yourself, what's missing? I've done everything right. What's missing? Why do I still feel empty? I want you to think about that for a second. Because most of us, we won't ask those questions without something popping. Many times we just keep going, like nothing's wrong, like everything's running smooth. But ask yourself, what will it take for me to start and think about this? Let me tell you a story about the bridge that goes nowhere. In 2007, Alaska began the construction on the road for the bridge of Gravina. This was a very ambitious, very costly, and expansive project that was meant to connect the island of Gravina to Ketchikan's International Airport. However, at some point, they cut off the funding and the construction was stopped. The bridge was never completed. Today, it just stands there and is known as a bridge that goes nowhere. Now, some of you may know what that feels like. You may have experienced it by building something incredible, but you didn't know where it led. You had no idea where you were going. You didn't stop to think, what's next? You know, you begin to believe the next milestone, the next commotion would satisfy you. It would be the moment that you realize that everything has come together in one place. You would finally feel like you've made it. Only to have that feeling that I thought it would feel powerful, but I feel trapped. You see, success without meaning is a bridge that leads nowhere. Anyway, but you see, that's where science and spirit meets. Spirituality and mindfulness can open doors that would take you deep, connecting you from feeling empty in your achievements to finding your true purpose. We as humans we crave understanding. The mind craves logic, while the soul seeks peace. The soul seeks joy. But when you're in that rat race, you don't stop to think about that. What you're thinking about is, what's the next big thing? What's my next big project? But if the soul, if your achievements and your soul are not in alignment, it doesn't matter how much you achieve, you will still feel disconnected. You will still feel empty. And you may not understand what those feelings are, but at some point, you're going to have to ask that question. Is there something more? Is there something more to this life than all the things, all the stuff that I've gathered? But the way our society has indoctrinated us is do more, get more, keep going, stay in this rat race. You get up, you move unconsciously. You get up, you shower, you take coffee, your breakfast, you get in the car, you on the freeway, traffic is moving. You get to that job or you get to that business and you're just moving. You never stop to think until you come to that point where you realize there has to be something more. So I thought about 2 things that you can do. The first one is reflection. And I'm not talking about sitting, looking out a window with a cup of tea. That's not reflection. I'm talking about honest, sincere reflection. I'm talking about asking yourself, sitting with yourself and asking some real questions. Asking yourself questions like, what am I chasing and why? Who am I outside of my actions? And what makes my heart sing? Now, and it's not enough to just ask those questions, but you have to sit with the uncomfortability of that search. You have to sit with yourself and accept the stillness. Listen to the stillness. Hear what it has to say to you. And be willing to take the next step, which is action. Because clarity without movement means nothing. It's meaningless. You have to be willing to maybe do something like set it to stillness, do meditations. Maybe think about the passion that you let go of for practicality. Or relearn that you're not what you have, you're not your possessions, you're so much more than that. Even though society tells you, they judge you by what you have, what you created, but you're much more than that. Those are the things that you have to contemplate. And trust me, the initial answers, they're not true. They're not going to be the truth. You've got to sit in it and be willing, again, to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Ask yourself and truly accept the answers, because we're good at lying to ourselves. We tell ourselves some really good stories, but this is the time when things need to change. And what you must know is that when you change, the world changes. When you step out there as a leader that acts from consciousness, that acts from perception, that acts from creative drive, you affect everyone around you. Your community, your team, your family. Be that change. Be that change. Because we all know leaders. I'm sure we've all experienced at some time leaders that act from fear, scarcity, exhaustion, and they affect everyone around you with that energy. That is not what you want to do. You want to step out there with positivity. So I'm going to give you an invitation. Today, you have an opportunity to change someone's life You have an opportunity to do something different. You have an opportunity to change your life. So take a few minutes and think about what it is that you want in your life, what it is you want to see, and what change you want to be. Thank you.